Peggy and I have been married for 46 years now. Born and raised in Elwood City, Pennsylvania, a very, very small town. Um, she worked at a hospital for many, many years in the admin department until she retired here several years back. Um, was working as a computer consultant for many years, and in 1990, I got laid off from a large steel mill, and I decided to start a company in 1990. So 34 years later, we became the third largest employer in Elwood City, with over 125 employees. I had started with my two sons, Eric and Ryan, 11 different companies. So that's a little bit about the background of us. And, as time went on, things got very, very complicated, as you can imagine, with 11 different companies. And, we were a little confused on where we should go as far as establishing ourselves with wills and trusts. And, there was a number of people that said, you're so complicated, you really need to go to Big Ten law firm or somebody that is very well known with doing trusts. So, I actually tried a couple of companies or a couple law firms, if you will, got things started there. But the problem was, it became very confusing. It was very compounded in many ways. With 11 companies, they had me set up a irrevocable trust, a real estate trust, a whole bunch of different things, pour over wills and all that happy stuff. So that's kind of where we got to a point uh, of where we were historically regarding that. In time, I began to develop a relationship with Edward Jones as a mutual fund company. And I explained my situation. I said, I'm just extremely confused. My wife is even more confused on what all this stuff is. And the gentleman recommended that I get in touch with Ashley. So I made some calls to Ashley. We set up an appointment and met to go over where we were with our existing trusts. The thing that really caught us both was the fact when we first got there to meet with them, it was just, we felt very comfortable. Even, the receptionist, everybody there just made us feel like somebody rather than a document and an invoice, which is all we ever got in the past. We get these books thrown at us and here's your trust and here's our invoice. Well, when we got there, they just made us feel like human beings. And so from there, we met with Ashley, and Ashley just kept things extremely simple for us to understand and follow. I mean, we really felt good when we met with Ashley that our needs were going to be taken care of and our questions were going to be answered in a layman format that allowed us to really make the right decisions on what to do with our current existing trusts. Yeah, what the key thing was, Ashley was able to take the multiple trusts that were set up and put it into just one simple trust. So that was key. The other thing that she was able to do for us, because we had some concerns with our legacy, because of the companies I had and the fortunes that we were able to come into with, I sold a company. We're concerned about handing off our legacy and our wealth to family members and how that would be divided properly. And again, rather than just be thrown a book like we were in the past, she sat down and explained what would happen, if I was to pass, if Peggy was to pass, if we're both to pass, and how to basically set up the wills, the pour over wills, those types of things.
I remember meeting her twice and was real comfortable sitting down with her and having all the explanations given.
Yeah, we only had to meet twice. The first time initially where we wanted to go with things. So they went and did all the legwork. They got with, we have a lot of real estate in different states. They were able to set things up, get everything established. And then the second time we met, it basically was, here it is. And they didn't just throw us the book. They went through almost page by page, explained everything, answered our questions, which made us really feel good about who we had representing us. One of the big things that I like was every time I place a call to the prior legal counsel, I'd always get nickel and dime for a phone call and email. But with Ashley and Entrusted Legacy, I mean, they have this great program where you pay a one-time fee 1 year, and everything I've ever called or asked of them, it's all covered. So that's been huge for us because you're almost afraid to pick up the phone and call anybody because you're going to get this huge invoice for no apparent reason. And so that's the thing I really, really like about having this partnership going forward.
I feel if Keith passes, I feel comfortable knowing someone's out there to help me.
She's gonna get all emotional. It's gonna make me get emotional. Yeah, that's the thing that we feel confident in now. If something should happen, we know we can go to Ashley's firm, and she will take care of us, whatever the situation might be. So that's the thing. We just feel very comfortable with where we are. We've had a couple of small things come up lately, and we placed a call, and they were taken care of in a matter of days. I mean, it was just amazing some of the things that they've been able to do and address for us. So we're just in a very comfortable place right now. We have a great partner behind us, and we feel that our legacy will go on as we had hoped going forward in life.